News edition. First, let's take a quick look at the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit, says country is building largest database of dairy animals. Meghalaya government institutes independent inquiry and magisterial probe on Joy jailbreak. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma reaffirmed state government's commitment to pursue the demand for implementation of the inner line permit with the centre. And Meghalaya Legislative Assembly witnesses stormy discussion on Assam-Meghalaya interstate boundary dispute. The news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the country is building the largest database of dairy animals and every animal associated with the dairy sector is being tagged. Inaugurating the International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit 2022 in Greater Noida, the Prime Minister said that India's dairy sector is recognized for production by masses rather than mass production. He said India has become the largest producer of dairy products in the world due to the collective efforts of small-scale dairy farmers. He also lauded the efforts of women, saying women contribute 75% of the workforce in dairy sector.
आपको अन्य जगह पर शायद ही कभी कहीं मिल जाए। आज वर्ल्ड डेयरी समिट में इसका जिक्र मैं इसलिए भी कर रहा हूं क्योंकि विश्व के अनेक गरीब देशों के किसानों के लिए ये एक बेहतरीन बिजनेस मॉडल बन सकता है।
The state government on Monday instituted a magisterial probe and an independent inquiry into the sensational Johar jailbreak that took place on Saturday. Tabling a suo motu statement in the assembly, Home Minister Lakshman Rimboy said the district magistrate had directed P.K. Boro, additional district magistrate West Janta Hills, to conduct a magisterial inquiry into the matter of jailbreak. He informed that the additional superintendent of police West Jantia Hills district has been entrusted to conduct an independent inquiry into the reasons and circumstances leading to the escape. Marshalam additional district magistrate has also been deputed to conduct an inquest into the mob clinching of the 4 escaped prisoners. The decision came a day after 4 of the 6 prisoners were killed by a mob of angry villagers in a forest area near Shangpung village in West Jantia Hills district. It may be mentioned that one of the escapes were Ramesh Dakhar, who was on the run, was apprehended today, and 5 staff of Juwai District Jail have been arrested for lapses in duty leading to daring escape by the 6 under trial prisoners.
Suspected to be Shri Ramesh Dakhar, and the person who is not in the probe is Shri Rikman Lamare, and the whereabouts of the 2 at present is still unknown, and the police is on lookout for them and on high alert. The additional Supreme Police President is entrusted to conduct the independent inquiry into the reason and circumstances into escape.
Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma on Monday reaffirmed the state government's commitment to pursue the demand for the implementation of the Inner Line Permit or ILP in the state. Replying to a 0-hour notice on the ILP issue, which was raised by suspended Congress MLA from Nongpok constituency, Meryl Bonds Aim, the Chief Minister said that the continuous efforts are on to see the demand is fulfilled. The government is serious and has shown the seriousness by passing the resolution in the House earlier. He said the state now has to wait for the approval of the centre.
But there are so many factors that are there, and I'm sure that the Home Ministry is examining all of those aspects. And as I mentioned a number of times in the press also, and also to the other members who have asked about this, that from our side the seriousness has been shown by the passing of the resolution by this House, and now this entire matter is with the MHA and Government of India, and hence we have to wait for any kind of direction or approval from their end.
The Assembly on Monday witnessed heated arguments between Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma, called the opposition Chief Whip George B. Lyngdoh as a liar for alleging that the government has failed to consult the stakeholders while signing the Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Assam for resolving 6 areas of difference between the two states. Reacting to Lyngdoh's allegation, Sangma accused the member of misleading the House. The opposition chief whip said that it was only after the conclusion of the first phase that the Himas and other stakeholders objected the signing of the MOU and the areas that have been given away to Assam by the state government. The Chief Minister, however, said that the process in the first phase saw multiple stakeholder meetings, and for the first time, the ministers and the concerned officials went to ground zero, had multiple public hearings, which was never done before. According to Sangma, the stakeholders, including the district councils, NGOs and others, were also consulted during the first phase of border talks.
Is because in the first phase of the talks, all these things did not happen. And only after the conclusion of the MOU have the Himas and other stakeholders objected to the signing of the MOU and the areas that were given away to Assam.
The member is misleading the House completely. And I can completely say that it's a lie, what he's saying, sir. In fact, the process of the first phase saw multiple stakeholder meetings. For the first time, the ministers and the concerned officials went to ground zero, had multiple public hearings which are on record. So, sir, I would ask the honourable member to refrain from making such statements which are completely misleading. You're in the House. This is not a press conference that is going on.
Deputy Chief Minister Prasoon Tinsong on Monday ruled out shifting of the head office of the North Eastern Electric Power Corporation or NEPCO in Shillong to Guwahati. Opposition TMC MLA Hima Shangpliang had alleged that as per the order issued on June 25th this year, 3 big offices, which include that of the Executive Director of Operation and Maintenance, Director of Contract and Procurement and Director of Corporate Project Monitoring, along with Section of Information and Technology and the Finance Wing, have been shifted from Shillong to Guwahati. Tinsong said that he had personally taken up the matter with the highest authority following a news report. He also said that in black and white that nothing of that sort, be it from the highest authority or be it from NEPCO management, the intention of shifting the office of NEPCO from Shillong to Guwahati does not at all arise. When Shangpliang pointed out that the managing director of the NEPCO does not sit in Shillong and whether this does not imply that the head of office has been shifted to Guwahati, Tinsong, however, said that the NEPCO does not have their temporary office, which is fully functioning from Guwahati, to facilitate the ongoing projects that they have in Arunachal Pradesh and other northeast states.
Point number 1. Number 2, sir, yes, a branch office or transit camp office, some sort of, was created in Guwahati, and that also because of the ideal place for monitoring the ongoing projects that they have in Arunachal Pradesh and in other parts of the northeastern state. So therefore they do have that office, but as far as head office is concerned, there is no intention at all from the highest authority or from the NEPCO management to shift the office from Shillong.
Suspended Congress MLA from West Shillong constituency, Mohindra Rapsang, took a 2-wheeler ride to the State Assembly as a symbolic gesture of the traffic woes in the state and also on the lack of broad-based initiative from the state government to address it. The Meghalaya Government Lower Primary School Teachers Association is continuing its indefinite hunger strike, demanding the state government to reinstate them. Speaking to the Darshan, Asilbert Marak, a contractual teacher, said that from last 2020, the association had demanded the state government to reinstate their service, but the government didn't listen to them, and that made them to protest and hold the indefinite hunger strike in front of the main secretariat. He also informed that around 1,000 of teachers who had served for around 10 to 15 years are now terminated. He requested the government to listen to their plea.
From the last 2020, we have demanding to government to keep continue in our service, but they are not listening to us. So that's why we have that government decision has been make us to come to there, that they are terminating us.
The weather report: the maximum temperature was recorded at 23.6 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity in the morning was 85%, while in the evening it was 91%. Forecast: moderate rain is very likely to occur at many places. Our news bulletin is also available live on our YouTube channel. In addition to watching on television, viewers may visit the DD News Shillong YouTube channel to tune in into our daily bulletin. Before we wrap up, here are the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates International Dairy Federation World Dairy Summit, says country is building largest database of dairy animals. Meghalaya government institutes independent inquiry and magisterial probe on Joa jailbreak. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma reaffirms state government's commitment to pursue the demand for implementation of the inner line permit with the centre. And Meghalaya Legislative Assembly witnesses stormy discussion on Assam-Meghalaya interstate boundary dispute. Well, viewers, that is all we have for you from our newsroom this evening. We will be back tomorrow at the same time with new updates. Till then, it's good night.